So, recently, we finally got some sort of an update on Halo Infinite from 343. That's right, we actually got something from them. They actually told us something. Who knows if this means that this is the start of a proper marketing campaign for the game? But, at the very least, we have something. Something. And there's some things in here I definitely want to get into. I'm not going to read throughout the whole article. If you guys want to see it, then there will be a link for the article in the description. Albeit, I'm sure that many of you have already read it. But for those that have yet to read it but are curious to see it and read it, there's a link. But anyways, so the first major thing I want to talk about is the improvements to the graphics since the July gameplay reveal. It's good to know that we are at a point to where now a AAA game looks like it's actually releasing in the year that it's coming out. You know, it's good to know that now the game actually looks like it's being made for 2021. That's very good on 343. We are getting there. Excellent work, guys. Very proud of you. Absolutely just 100% proud of you. You are putting in the effort, and it's great to see that with Joe's leadership there, Joe Staten's leadership there at 343, now things are really getting on track. And I'm honestly not surprised at all by the fall 2021 release, which probably will end up being November 15th, specifically considering that would be the 20-year anniversary of Halo Combat Evolved. So, maybe not, but releasing somewhere around that date, that would be pretty cool, and it would be symbolic considering this game's meant to be a return to the series' roots in a way, with the whole idea of mystery and nostalgia and freedom and all that in the game's marketing thus far. But I'm not shocked by this release date at all. Like, I think I mentioned it in a previous video that I was predicting that it would end up releasing at some point next year in the fall, and it did end up doing just that, which gives them plenty of time to properly market the game. This is like more than enough time to finally get some proper marketing out there that isn't just fucking brand deals. This is the perfect timing. All right, now that we have what is a mostly positive article about the game coming out from 343, which mostly you'll understand why in a little bit when we get to the negative here that I really want to mention. But now that there's some positivity from this article, from this journal entry, it means that now 343 can get the ball rolling and we could start getting something a bit more interesting from the game. Again, that isn't just brand deals having to do with diabetic meals. No, instead, we can start seeing some footage of the game, perhaps, some beta dates, flight tests, all of that good shit, because if that means getting a great game out of what is and should hopefully be the savior of Halo, then that's what we need to do. And 343 probably will do that, so that's good. Let's hope for the best. Personally, I'm still going to continue keeping my expectations low, because until I truly see something that looks impressive and truly looks like, okay, this game is for sure on track to be fantastic, until I see that, I'm just going to keep expectations low. I'm going to hold judgment until then. But if this article being as positive as it is any indication, like even with the little details about the brutes now having more detail on their faces, such as facial hair, for example, since that obviously wasn't present in the demo, like even small details like that, if this is any indication, then hopefully we'll see some footage, hopefully very soon, that actually looks finished and like it's ready to be released, because Halo needs this game to be good. It needs to be a fantastic game. It needs to be as amazing as it can be. It can't just be good. It has to be great in all factors. There has to be a bunch of content there that isn't just free DLC that's released later down the road that was already content there at start in previous Halo games. So hopefully when we start really seeing proper marketing for the game, they're going to make all the right moves with it, and we'll get something that'll truly pay off in the end. You know, some truly great marketing that just gets you pumped, and you can actually feel hyped and excited about going into, that you can have faith going into. Because there's still some things here that, no matter what they do, the experience just isn't going to be as great as it can be. The first thing being the armor coatings. The armor coatings themselves look great in the images that we got. Also the weapons look great. I think they look sleek, and all around it's a nice mix of all types of different Halo designs throughout all different types of games. So that's really on point. But the problem here is that these are fucking armor coatings. These are not colors. And that's a problem because you can have both. You can have both armor coatings as well as just being able to select primary and secondary colors. Yeah, you can have both. It doesn't have to be one or the other. We can have our cake and eat it too in this instance. Like, there's no doubt about that. And I think the reason why is because if people can just choose whatever colors they want at any given time, then why spend time with coatings, right? What's the point? And that's what they fear, I think. So, hence the reason why we can't have primary and secondary colors. We're stuck with this bullshit. We're stuck with this trash, unfortunately. But I feel like it's not going to change. I really hope it does. I really, really hope it does. But until then, I'm just going to continue not being happy with it, because no matter what they do, it's not going to make me satisfied. Either give us primary and secondary colors, or I'm just not going to be happy. And let's not forget that this shit is a free-to-play multiplayer. And going off of Gears 5 and how that was handled, considering the many controversies with that game's microtransaction systems, who's to say that that won't happen again with a free-to-play Halo multiplayer? Like, let's just all be cautious going into this. You never know what fucked up shit they're gonna do with the free-to-play aspect. Like, they could do all sorts of egregious stuff. You really don't know. So that's something we really gotta be cautious about going into this, because, it's the gaming industry in 2020 heading into 2021, and as we get farther into the future and the industry continues to grow even bigger than it already is, there's going to be even more problems sprouting up in all sorts of different places, and we just gotta keep trimming them down as much as we can in any franchise that matters. So, most gaming franchises, except for the ones that are purely cash grabs. So yeah, those are the major points that I wanted to cover, but the rest of it, it's the usual update. But just going back to armor coatings, like 343 themselves didn't really go into it much. They just mentioned it and just basically told us the same shit again. Like, didn't even get into it directly, so that's why I got so critical of it in the video. So, yeah, it's nice to have something. This is a step in the right direction. And the fact that Joe said what he said about it, about this being that 30 seconds fun and this being the Halo that the original Bungie imagined 20 years ago, that definitely says something, so that should be a good sign as well. The fact that he also completed it 2 times the campaign and was very satisfied. So, yeah, hopefully all things will turn out well in the end, and we'll have a truly great game on our hands, because boy does Halo need it. And maybe even Microsoft to a point still. Yes, they have Bethesda and all the studios now, but, Halo is still Microsoft's baby, so they gotta treat it and pamper it as such. And hey, the way I see it, so long as they're not fucking up like Nintendo is at the moment, then I think that anything 343 does is basically only a good thing. They're not pissing off their community to that extent with all the shit they're on, all the L's they're taking, so that's a step in the right direction, Microsoft and 343. Good on you. And, good on this video. It's time to wrap up this bullshit, because that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe for future content coming soon, as well as turn on the notification bell and set it to all notifications, and I'll see you all next time. But until then, I'm out. Later.